In our last traffic test video, we delved deep into the heart of traffic management, comparing the efficiency of traffic lights against roundabouts. Yes, the results surprised me as well. It turned out that traffic lights emerged as the unsung hero of traffic flow. But we're not stopping there. In today's video, we're taking it up a notch. How far can we push the limits of vanilla and modded traffic lights in Cities Skylines 2? Together, we will challenge the very foundations of city traffic management. So join me as I deep dive into the groundbreaking Traffic Lights Enhancement Mod. It is a game changer. I love this mod, but can it revolutionize the way we handle traffic in our cities? Stay tuned as we also check out a fantastic vanilla traffic solution as well. You may not have seen this type of intersection before, so buckle up, grab your city planning tools and a fresh cup of tea, and let's dive into the world of Cities Skylines 2 traffic testing. So here we are in the final form of the traffic lights that we set up in the last episode. We've got the dedicated left turn, extra little lanes going off the side, and it pretty much kept up with the spawners that we had. If you remember, we'll just zoom out. This was the testing map we're using, and at either end, either spur, we've got 30 spawners, traffic spawners that are going in, and then we've got these spawners that are coming out the other side. And then we set the roads up like this to stop people just turning around here. We wanted them to go all the way up here. We do get a few U-turns, but that's just the way the games work. But this was the limit that we got to. Can we push traffic lights further? Well, that's what we're going to be testing. There we go. Look, you just saw a load of traffic despawning. So what we're going to do first of all is get this back to a basic traffic light setup. There we go. All the cars are sorting themselves out. So we've gone for a 4 and 3 asymmetrical road, 4 lanes going in, 3 lanes coming out, which the way the game would set this up is gives a right-hand turn a dedicated lane. But as you can see, the way the traffic lights work, all the traffic just goes at once, gets in each other's way, and it's all a bit of a nightmare. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to dive into using the Traffic Lights Enhancement Mod. So if we click on a traffic lights here, we get this panel which you've seen before coming up here. And before we mess with any of the lanes, and before we get into what is going to be fantastic even for vanilla players, let's just try some of these options here. So if we turn on split phasing, what do we notice different? Well, let's just save that. Instantly you notice, instead of all the cars going at once, each car goes individual, each section goes individually. So this one's going to go, then this one's going to go, then this one's going to go, which is good. It doesn't get all the traffic going through on the spawners. I mean, that's not too bad, is it? But we can up that another notch. So if we click on here, we can go for advanced split phasing. And if we save this one, what you'll start to notice now is not one side going at a time, but you'll notice if we just slow this down a little bit, as this side goes, there we go, any left turn in traffic on the opposite side will go as well. Now, as that lane is being used for 2 things behind this little blue car here, they're not actually going. So that car's going to go straight on, isn't he? You wait until their traffic light. Oh, it did actually go left. Oh, okay. So now we're getting the split phasing. Beg your pardon. It's not opposite, it's next to, isn't it? There we go, as you can see. So that is the advanced split phasing. That gets through traffic a lot quicker, which is good. We can then also add to that an always green left turn. Now that will work to a certain extent. But of course, as you can see, this lane here that would be a left turn is also allowing straight on. So sometimes that's not always going to work as you think it would. If we just sort of keep an eye on it for a moment. So there's no left turns going on here. That car despawned, didn't it? Then the left turns went. No left turns going on here. That's probably going to go straight over that bus or coach. Yeah, there you go. So there's a downfall in that at the moment. So we're not going to worry too much about that because it's also worth mentioning that if you're doing this in the middle of a city, you've got the exclusive pedestrian phase. We have no pedestrians, so we're not going to put that one on. But if we open the lane direction tool, which you're familiar with, immediately it adjusts the lanes. So what it's done now is given us a dedicated left. There we go. And when this traffic goes, we'll be able to see the other lanes. There we go. And we've got a dedicated right, and the middle are straight on and left and right as well. So we're doubling up on 2 left, 2 right, and 2 straight on. That's the way the game has decided to do it for us. We can get that to adjust. So at the minute, we've only got 3 lanes going in here. So the game is basically saying, And we've got 3 lanes going over there. So it's split it equally between them. Now we can get that to change. If we just close that back down again. There we go. Excellent. So this is a 4 and a 3 asymmetric. If we pop in here an 8-lane road, so we'll just upgrade that one. Make sure we get it nicely in the middle. There we go. Excellent. Now let's notice the difference this time. If we open that up, wait until the cars go so we can see the lanes. Just about. There we go. And then open the lane tool. Ah, it didn't actually change it. So it's still trying to split it between both. Okay, that's interesting. Let's upgrade this one to 8 as well. We might just need to reset that. Let's just pop that in there and reset. There we go. Reset that and save. Now we'll do it again. We've got advanced split phasing now. If we open that, is it going to change? I don't think it is, because basically it's trying to split it everywhere. If we drop the lanes down... Let's have a look. Yeah, it's doing the same. Okay, that's fine. So we're understanding how that's going to work. Now, of course, we know we can dive in here and we can change this ourselves. So we could make a dedicated left, 2 straight-ons, and a dedicated right. There we go. And we can do that all the way round. Let me just pop these back to the asymmetric roads and then we'll set that up. Here we go. So this is the 7-lane asymmetric. And I've got that going from all the way back here. Excellent. So we'll change that one, change that one. Change this one, that one up there we didn't touch. And then let me set these up as dedicated lanes like we did this one here. So when you're doing this sort of thing, it's worth remembering that you want to really keep an eye on where your traffic is going. In this sort of scientific situation, I don't know exactly how it's weighted, but there's as many destinations to go to on each side. So... there'll be some randomness that the game will throw in. But you might notice that particularly down here, you've got a university. That's where most people want to go. Or a big shopping centre over to the right. So you might want to have 2 right turns and only 1 straight on. So obviously, your mileage may vary. So let's get that all set up. And then what I'm going to do is save that. I'm going to clear the traffic. And then we'll see how that one runs. If you want to know that, you press tab to open the Dev UI menu. And just down here, we've got remove residents and vehicles. We'll give that a click. Everything will go. There we go. And then we're going to jump into photo mode and run this at 8 speed. And we can see with all the dedicated lanes that we've got how well this is going to run. So let's just wait for the traffic to arrive. Here come the cars now. So it's not running too bad. Basically what I'm looking for is I want each side to be able to let through as many cars as it's got backing up. So just before this one changed, they're back up to down here. And that got through. Now this has changed and this one isn't getting everybody through. So already we see a little bit of waiting towards one side. There's definitely only 30 spawners on each side. That randomness of the game is kicking in. It's not doing too bad, is it? It's not doing too bad. It's managing to keep up pretty well, actually. I'm surprised. But we can make it even better, which is what we're going to do. So let's just come out of that view and dive back into our tool again. We're going to click on there. So we've already got the always green left turns. We can have a protected right turn. Now what that does is add right turns into their own phase on here. So I'm going to save that one. And let's just keep an eye. And actually, I think I was wrong. It's not their own phase. Oh, yes, it is. I'm looking at the left thinking that's turning right. I don't know why I'm getting my left and rights mixed up, but that's fine. So let's just slow this down for a minute. So we can see now all the right-hand turns are going. Yes, they are. This person here, for some reason, wasn't going. I'll be interested to see where this white car goes. You are turning right. Okay, maybe it's just taken a couple of iterations of the lights to get that going. So we had the straight on and the turns. We have an autosave, so we'll have a quick sip of tea. And the protected rights. Ah, there we go, of course. Got the opposite protected rights, otherwise they'll be crossing over each other. Yep, it all makes sense. So how has that been working? I mean, not too bad. The ones now that are waiting to turn right for their turn, so this opposite right here and here, which are now going, is backing up a lot down here. There's a lot of traffic to go. Has this car broken down? Yeah, there's traffic there because the car's broken down. That's leaving. So protected right turns not working so well. So I think if we just turn those off, go back to advanced split phasing always green left turns, that will be good. But how can we improve this? How can we set this up so we've got more dedicated lane and perhaps something that can also help vanilla players that aren't using mods? So let's take a look at that. So the issue we're hitting with this junction now is the largest asymmetrical road we've got is 7 lanes. So if we want to start getting clever with our dedicated lanes and that sort of thing, with or without a mod, that's the biggest we can go. We can go to 8 lanes, but we saw that didn't really make a huge amount of difference to how it worked for the lanes going out, which is really what I'm looking at, because at the minute, getting these cars to leave this junction, the most lanes we can have going out is 4. So we are going to make use of our highway roads in here. And the largest highway road we have is 5. So that gives us another option for lanes going out. So if we just pop that on there, just to show on the end, we do that and do that. There we go. So now we can have 5 lanes going out instead of the maximum of 4 that we'd get with the asymmetrical or even the 8-lane road. But how many lanes do we want coming in? Well, I've been doing some testing, and what I've seen is if we use the 3-lane highway going in the other direction, we'll get that nice and close there, that normally works quite well. Let's just pop those on again so we get the arrows. So if you imagine this is set up in a traffic light situation, we could have 3 lanes going straight over. So they would go into a 3-lane road on the other side, won't they? So we can really have a huge amount of traffic going out. Our left-hand lanes, we only need 1 because we can set that up with a mod, but also in vanilla, I think it does it as well. A dedicated left lane, that can always go. With mods, it can always go. Without mods, it will just go when the lights change, but that's still a whole lane to itself. And with light, we can have a whole lane as well. And this works pretty well. So we are going to upgrade this. So if you've got in the middle of your city a massive amount of traffic all coming through one spot and you don't have the space for intersections and all sorts of things, this is what you want to do. So let me show you how to upgrade this to a 5 and 3 in inverted commas asymmetrical road using these 2. So leaving the game pause, we'll go into the dev UI menu, remove residents and vehicles, and there we go. We've got a nice clean working space. So we're going to start off with the 5-lane highway road. And now what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to upgrade it, but I'm going to turn off all of my snapping down here because I want to upgrade it and get it about halfway down through this line of squares here. So if we go like that, that is what I'm aiming for. So then I'm going to go down and get these other ones. We'll have to sort of eyeball it. And that should work okay. Down to there. Down at the ends here, we're not going to need these squiggly bits of road that we set up last time to stop people doing weird U-turns. We'll come back to U-turns in a minute. That's going to be a whole another thing because the game loves its U-turns. And then we're going to take the 3-lane road, go to our straight, and then we want that one coming out. Now, if we do it too close, it's just not going to draw in. It's going to disappear. If we get it, let's have a look. If I turn off all my snapping and get it almost close, but overlap a bit, we're going to get that problem. So what we're going to do is leave all the snap 2s on, head into here, and then go up a dot. So about, sometimes there's a little snap 2 point that's a little bit closer, not too far away. Yeah, there was one in there, wasn't there? We saw it. We saw it. Come on. It's like we're playing whack-a-mole. I mean, it doesn't really matter because we're going to move these all again in a minute anyway. So why don't we just go there? There we go. That's fine. So now we're going to go out with this one. Excellent. So I'm going to do that on all 4 sides. There we go. And while I'm doing the second one, you can see that the gap between these 2 is slightly larger. But what you always want to make sure is it's 90 degrees showing up when you drag the road out like that. And then the gap in between is going to be exactly the same. And we can adjust that afterwards. Let me just do these last 2. There we go, all done. As you can see, as we've gone round, everything's like a different gap in between, just depending on what guidelines we had available to us at the time. So what you can do now is turn off all your guidelines. I've got a key set to that, upgrade, and just sort of move these in a little bit closer to each other like that on each side. And that is our asymmetrical road. Let me just move this one in here as well. There we go. Excellent. Now, all the arrows in the middle look a bit funky-dunky because the game remembers how we set up our traffic lights. So we want to go into there, we want to reset, and we want to save. So that is basically a vanilla setup. We're not using any mods now. We've got it all set up as it would be. And what do you notice? We are now getting a dedicated left, a dedicated right, and then we're getting 3 straight-ons, which have got a little bit of a bend in them. You can adjust your roads accordingly if you wish. But I will show you something with the traffic that doesn't quite make these 3 straight-ons. We'll come back to that in a moment. Don't forget to connect up your roads at the ends over here. There you go. They're all connected up. And I'm just going to line these roads up a little bit more so we can see. If we look at our center road there, that is now... There we go. Nice and straight with those lanes over there. And we can do that with each of these roads. It will just line things up a little bit nicer. Right, the traffic has been turned on. We're at 8 speed. Here they are. So let's do a little bit of observation. This is all vanilla traffic lights, vanilla setup, vanilla lanes. And you'll start to notice very quickly we are going to get, let's just slow things down a bit, U-turns. The game loves U-turns, and we don't have a way really to turn those off, which is a bit of a bummer. So let's just pause it there. What I tend to do then is all the way back here where our roads meet is I just add in this little configuration just to try and alleviate that problem. So near enough where our roads are, I will do that. And then just before I will add a 3rd lane. And if we sort of line it up, we want to get some lane mathematics in here, don't we? So if we go like that and then downgrade this one to 2, there we go, and we'll get an extra lane, and then we'll go into our 5 lanes and it'll go up like that. So we've got a dedicated lane going off for turning around. You may then want to add a dedicated lane over here for coming back on, and then anybody that wants to do a U-turn, there we go, we'll take that lane and just stay out of the way of our traffic simulation. So I will set that up on the other 3 sides. And then the other thing you want to do in the middle here is the game will remember how you've got things set up. So we're going to make sure that that's vanilla. We don't have an always green left turn. We know the lanes are already all been reset, so that's good. And then we're going to save that. So this is now a 100% vanilla junction. So let's speed this up and get our traffic in here and see how this fares. Is it coming? Here it comes. Yep. So of course we're going to have both sides going at once. We've got very, very basic traffic lights set up here. But you do notice with the left-hand turn, dedicated left-hand turn and the dedicated right-hand turn, we're definitely getting a lot more traffic going through and it's not backing up. So this is 30 spawners worth. All we're losing down here from the spawners are those that want to turn around. They're going to do that anyway. So a bit of interesting information about U-turns in your city. So a lot of people see them as a failure. We're starting to get despawning now. They see them as a failure of the game. Really what you want to be asking yourself is why is a car doing a U-turn? So let's imagine that this was a city. You've got a load of buildings down there, buildings over there, universities, places that you'll want to get to. Why is your car coming down here and having to do a U-turn to go back? That really is a failure in the way that you've set up your road. U-turns are heavily weighted in the negative for cars. If they have to do a U-turn, it's because there's no other way to go, or the other ways are so bad with traffic, it takes so long, not very much comfort on the journey, all that sort of thing, that they say, this is my only choice. I have to come down here and do a U-turn, which would be quite dangerous at a junction like this. So giving them that option, another way to get there, whether it's buses, metro, better road layout, will lessen your U-turn. I mean, we've just straight away seen that in here, haven't we? We've just popped a little U-turn further down, which we could sort of say, if this was a real city, would just be extra roads to get somewhere, and we don't get U-turns at the junction anymore. So, with the vanilla setup, very quickly, we're getting to the point where it's working, but we are getting car despawning. Now, something that is worth noticing, let's just keep our eye on these lanes here. So, of course, in the top and the bottom one, we're only going to get cars that go left or turn right. These ones, and the middle one, we're only going to get cars that go straight on. These ones that are doing 2 functions, so straight on and right or straight on and left. There you go. We've just seen these cars go here. So the white went left, the green went left, they went left, they went left. They're going straight on. They're going left. These are probably going to go left. These are go left. Yeah. You'll find that more often than not, I reckon about 80 to 90% will turn and not go straight on. So here we go. The lights are just changing now. I mean, he's going straight on. He's going to turn. He's going straight on. He's going to turn. He's going to turn. Yeah. And then we're getting snarled up in the middle because of, yay, vanilla traffic lights. But you will find that more will turn than go straight on. So as good as this is, and to a certain extent it's working, and hopefully if you're going to have something like this, you will have other routes to get places, not just one mahoosive junction in the middle of your city. Yeah, we can do better. This is probably the height of traffic flow we're going to get with this sort of junction, along with the helpful despawning in vanilla. Let's dive into our traffic light enhancement mod and just add a couple of tweaks to this to improve it. So let's see if we can get it run without despawning, and then we're going to whack on a load more spawners. We've got 30 on each side coming in. I want to see if we can really push that to the limit. So first of all, we're going to go for advanced split phasing. We know that's the best. Always green left turns. We're going to save that. Then we're going to run that one at 8 speed. And to be honest, already that is doing well, apart from the left-hand turns getting in the way of the split phasing. So if we turn that one off and save that one, and just keep an eye on this now. Oh, that was a quick auto save. I'm wondering whether that works a little bit better. I mean, when the lights change, everything goes through. That's just changed. The yellow car was at the back. Down here, this one here's got through. Yep. That is super duper absolutely keeping up with all of that. Split phase lights. I just absolutely love them. So technically, we don't need to go anymore with this, do we? We could just leave it as it is. And I'm just wondering whether we could now increase the spawners that we have at the end instead of just 30 and add a load more. We might need to just sort of build up the roads we've got here. I also need to add some in. Let's hit the home key and I'll show you what we're talking about. Traffic spawner down here. So we need to add a few more for the cars and vehicles to go into. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I'll add another 10 there. We've got 30. Why don't we upgrade this to 40? So we'll add another road going in there and another 5. Tend to do 5 off each road. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we'll have another road behind here going straight in, and we'll have 5 off that one. There we go. Not quite lined up, but it'll work just the same. And then I'm wondering whether to increase the amount of lanes down here. Yeah, we're getting a lot of U-turnage going on while all the cars work out what's going on. Okay, after a little bit of testing, I've got 40 of these going in. I did have 40 coming out, but it seems the more you have as destinations, the more you're going to have doing U-turns. So we've only got a few doing U-turns down here. We've just got 10 at the end, 5 there and 5 there. And that is not too bad. So we get some U-turns and the rest head into the city. So I've set that up on all 4 sides. Let's get back to our intersection. So now let's hop back into here again. So we've got advanced split phasing. We didn't have always green left turns because we saw that that didn't work so well. But what we can do is now adjust the lanes. And when you click that, it automatically puts it into what it reckons is the best layout. And we've got dedicated lanes. So we've got on each side 3 straight on lanes, which to me is normally a basic good way of setting that up. We've also got a, what's that, a hexagon about or something in the middle there instead of a little mini roundabout. And then we've got a dedicated left and right. So why don't we just leave that as it is and save that? What you might want to do, let's run this at 8 speed. There we go. What you might want to do yourself is, if this was in the middle of your city and you know that some destinations are more popular than others, then you may want to do a different amount of lanes in different directions. Your mileage may vary. So let's just keep our eyes on this for a few moments and see how this goes. Now, so far, it seems to be keeping up okay, particularly this direction and this direction. We've mentioned before how some directions seem to be weighted more than others. This one down here is sort of super duper blocked up with traffic, which is very interesting. But overall, it's keeping up. Maybe we just need a couple of iterations of the lights. I'm doing a bit of hawky-balky lane switching down here. I don't know why. But other than that, it is keeping up. Now, one thing I am noticing, when we get our left-hand turns like that, it's quite slow because it's a very tight left-hand turn. So now I'm wondering whether we could change this up a bit. Let's come back to that. Let's come back to that. So we've got a lot of people turning left. So I think, let's just slow this back down again. The first change that I want to make in here, if we open up our line tool, there we go, our lane tool I should say, is 2 straight on and 2 left. I think would be pretty good. It seems like just the 1 lane isn't enough. I'm going to keep them as dedicated lanes. There we go, 2, 2 and 1, and we'll do this one as well. 2, 2 and 1, save and save. And then hopefully, once we get this running at top speed, we might notice that working just a little bit better. There we go. What would you say to that? Things are looking a little bit better. Let's just get a top-down view. So again, we're looking for when the lights change. So these are about to change. That is as far back as the cars go. They all got through. So that is something we want to keep our eye on. Right, it was all back here somewhere. They've all got through. Now it's going to change here. Now this one is all the way back here. And if you notice, we've got a lot that are turning right coming from down there. Well, that's fine. So we can tweak that one, can't we? So if we just make sure we're doing the right one. So this one down here, we want more turning right and maybe less left. So maybe let's put that to straight on and we'll put that to right instead, like that. And we're going to keep that one over here because that's where it was before. And then we'll save that. And then hopefully this one here, now that we've adjusted it slightly, we'll be able to keep up with its own traffic flow coming from that direction. And already the lights have gone through once. What, it's something to do with the game coding or north, south, east, west or something like that? I don't know. So we're going to keep an eye on this. It changed. When's it going to change? We've got the left going now. It was sort of back up here somewhere, wasn't it? Let's give it another couple of iterations. So some lefts are creeping through, straight on. Look at that. They're all getting through, more or less. So it's back to here, wait until it changes. Don't count the lefts here. It was up here somewhere. I mean, they're pretty much all getting through. And then on the next change, those lefts will get through. So just that little teeny tiny tweak, and we've managed to make a big difference. This one was struggling and the game's crashed. There we go. We're back in the room. And to be honest, that is the first crash I've had with Cities Skylines. I mean, definitely this year, but even towards the end of last year and using the mods that I use, everything is normally pretty, well, I say pretty stable. It's super stable. No crashes at all. So that surprised me, that did. But there we go. This is the one we changed. We can see they're all getting through. So that's fine. So how about we maybe try and help with the left turn to be a bit of a quicker left turn? Let's just pause things for a minute and remove all the traffic. There we go. So I'm wondering what we could do here. So if we remove, I don't want to go back so far from there. Let's take maybe something like that. And how far should we go back? We can sort of measure it and say 10U. So I'm just going to pop that there like that. So we know that that's 10U and we can delete that one. So we've got 5 lanes. I want that down to 4 lanes. And then we're going to have a separate road as my left turn. So we've got a 4-lane highway there. And if we get that where it should be, connected with this one. So that goes straight in, 4 lanes, no problem. Not quite straight, was it? Let's just try that again. Is that it? Yeah, that's it, like that. Excellent. And then I want to measure 10U down here as well. 10, invalid shape. Okay, let's just try that a little bit further back. There we go. And we know where that needs to go. Excellent. So then what I want is this extra lane to curve around there instead. So we're going to go back into our intersections, take our single lane. I'm hoping this will go okay. Let's ignore all the winky wonkiness. Well, we won't ignore all the winky wonkiness because I didn't have it on curve, did I? Let me put this 4 lane back in again. All right, try that again. Put it on continuous curve. Line it up with there. I want it straight and I want to go all the way up to the edge and then go across to here. And that's going to do an autosave and not work. So let's do that again, all the way across to here. Excellent. And then we take out that and take out that. Right, so now we have a dedicated left-hand sweeping nice turn. These are all getting a little bit confused, so we can go back in and adjust that. Go back into here, get our traffic lights. I'm going to reset all the lanes. There we go. And then I'm going to go back. So how would I do this now? So we could say, what I want is that one there. There we go, yeah. Do we want a left? Everybody else has sorted themselves out back to the basics. I would say no left. Because now we could have... Yeah, no lefts up here. We can remove... Well, there's no traffic lights there, is there? So we could have... that. No, we could have this. 2 straight on and 2 right. That is all we need, isn't it? If we're going to do this. That could be good. And then even here, once we've set up this, the other lefts like this, I think our lane maths will be okay. Let me just do that. Okay, I've got all those set back up. And do you know what I've actually done? I've changed this back to 5 lanes again, because when we go into here, we can now have 3 straight on and 2 right. If we save that. And that just lines up a little bit better. I mean, we could make this 6 lane if we had it, but we don't have 6 lane. We could have, oh man, could we go for 2-3 lanes going into here? No, we're just going to go with that. I think that's going to work okay. What do I want to do? I want the traffic lights. I want that. So I'm going to take out any lefts. We're going to have 3 straight on and 2 right all the way around here. I mean, we're getting so close to being the perfect lane mathematics. I'm feeling like I do want to go for the next one up. Because for any turning right, we're almost wasting a lane, aren't we? Going through. But, okay, advanced splits. All the tracks. So what? I'm just before. I'll tell you what, let's do this one. My brain is like running wild. What can I do next to make it even better? Let's go with that. We're unpaused. Let's wait for all of them to come flying in and see how that works. It's going to take a while for it to build up. Oh, I've just noticed. Slow down. I've just noticed our lefts down here, like over here, why are we getting lane showing up here but not elsewhere? I'll tell you what that might be. I accidentally put traffic lights in here. If you put traffic lights in, open that, and then obviously it's gone a bit pear-shaped. It always tries to put a right in even though we don't need it. There we go. Now we're getting a dedicated left, and then you can just remove the traffic lights and it will stay. So sometimes I just like to do that just to make sure that we've got what we want. So if we open it there, yeah. So I'm going to do that on each of these. Oh, that's not counting as a left. Now that's weird. I'm going to reset that and not worry about it. That's fine. That one hasn't got the lane arrows. That one hasn't. So it was just this one, wherever it was, over there, somewhere. That one there. Everyone else is happy. All right, continue. So we're getting a little bit of hawky-walky lane switching. These are doing okay here. Yeah, because we've got that extra lane. That is probably why. And from some directions, they don't quite like it. You can see this isn't quite straight here. I'm wondering whether that's just causing an issue. We can change that. We go into our 4. Turn off... I know we had 5 in the end, didn't we? Turn off the snapping. Go like that, and then we've got that extra lane down here again, which is doing straight on and left. Maybe I'll leave it like that. Is that how the other ones are working? Yes, some will go straight on and left. We'll leave it like that. Let's just keep an eye on this little bit at the top here, and to be honest, that works better, doesn't it? Giving them those choices. So instead of lane switching up here to get over to here, if they want to use that lane to go straight on, they can just carry straight on up there. And look at that. It is keeping on top of it absolutely perfectly. That red truck was the last one. Yep, and it's changed and it's gone through. That is absolutely brilliant. So the other thing I was thinking of trying was to totally, absolutely, positively get our lane maths right. We could use these. So how close can we get these to each other? Let's just come over here. So if we go like that, And then we get right next to it. Yeah, you've got to sort of start before and after it. Otherwise, it doesn't quite like it. So we go like that. Do a little short bit. Go way past it. Yeah, if you get right next to it, it doesn't like it. So you've got to go a little bit further apart. And then you can do the upgrade trick where you just sort of move things over afterwards. So we could do that. And then we probably won't be able to draw this in there, will we? Because it's too close. Oh, no, that's fine. So then we could definitely have 3 for straight on and 3 for right. Do I do that now as well? I think I just absolutely have to. Okay, I've deleted the 5 lane going in there. I don't think this is all going to fit in, you know. So I'm going to bring that in to there. Yeah, that's sort of gone a bit weird, isn't it? Won't worry about that. But then I want another one in here, and it's not going to let me do that with this here. I'm going to delete that as well. And then we're going to go... because I want that into there. It's not going to let me. If I do it lower, it's got to get lined up at 90 degrees, which it's not letting me do because of this one up here. But if I turn that off, then it won't line up to that, which is a bit of a pain. I'm going to delete that. We know we're going to delete it anyway. And then we get our line up. Okay. Then we're going to do the upgrade, and we're going to move it up super close like that. And then I'm going to take this one. Please don't hook onto things you're not supposed to. And bring that in there. Oh, I've got Anarchy on. Didn't realise. I'll turn Anarchy off. Anarchy will not let me bring it into there. Is there going to be a way to do this? Because then once I've got that in there, I'm going to be deleting these ones anyway. Oh, man, this is turning into a whole thing. I'm going to hook it into there and see. And then we're going to have... I feel like I'm too low down, but we've got to be low down because we've got to have that one to come out. So then if we do that, and then if I upgrade that even though it's attached, oh, it still lets me. Okay, very good. And then we've just got to get the 5 lane to go into the... Yeah, this is where we're going to start having issues. I'm wondering whether this is not going to work. We're going to go like that. And then for this one, we're going to go like that. And then for this one, we're going to go like that. Oh, Anarchy's definitely off. Okay, so we've got the split going into each. And then we can upgrade that up. Can we upgrade that, move it down? No. If it goes black, it's going to remove it. That is as close as that can get. Yoicks. Can I do the same down here? So how long will the 3 lanes going down here? I'll tell you what, I am just going to sort of fiddle around with this off camera. So that is 15 length down there. And then I'll be back to you once I've got it all done. Yeah, what I'm finding is I've measured out the 15. I've done that one with all the snap 2s on. And then I turn them off. And then I just get it as close as I can. Don't worry about all the lanes looking weird and hawky-balky. Delete that. And then it's easy enough to sort of get this. I want my snap 2s back on. I want to get that into there. And then I do this backwards like that. Maybe give it a bit of maneuvering room. And then go like that. And it splits it nicely. And then afterwards, you can sort of see if you can upgrade it and get it a little bit closer. Like that one's going a bit closer there. That's okay. Yeah, there we go. Let me just do these last couple. Okay, I think we're there. So we've got 6 lanes going in, 3 lanes going out on each side. And I've moved them all around so they're lined up. It is a complete mess in the middle because the game's going to sort of remember roughly what we set up before. So I'm going to pop that in there. I'm going to reset that. Oh, and it's thinking. Now, that's interesting. It's not giving us the last option down here. I'll have to pass that on to the mod developer. Okay, interesting. It's treating it as if this was a 3-way junction. So it doesn't give you the extra option at the bottom. Okay, well, we'll go with what we've got. Then we're going to open this and see what it does. Yeah, it is definitely doing all sorts of weird things. We haven't got our lefts in here, have we? Should we try it without the lefts first of all? I mean, that sort of negates the whole... Oh, no, actually, no, that's fine. Because if we've got a left taking up a lane, then 2 straight-ons. Yeah, okay. So we're going to have a left and 2 straight-ons here. And not a right. Thank you. And then these are 3 rights, aren't they? So that one, and that one. So they will go through there, 2 straight ons. We've got the left that will merge in there as well. Let me just do that on the other sides. Okay, we'll put split phasing on anyway, as that is basically the only one that we've got. And that should be all set up nicely. This is one of the reasons why I do like these sort of worn things, because you can actually see what's going on. Let's put that up to full speed and see how that goes. So this is without the extra sort of lane to make it easier for turning left. We'll try that in a minute. Let's get some traffic building up here. I mean, that to me looks like it's doing pretty good. It's a shame we don't have the advanced split phasing. We're getting a bit of hawky-balky lane switching on that one. How's this one looking? I mean, it's not too bad. Once the lights change, they go. I could bring that back a bit further, but this one here is struggling a bit. So what is this telling me? There's more people going left. So I think what we're going to do is have... Yeah, let me set up the extra sweeping lefts as well. There we go. They're all set up. So now we don't need the dedicated left that's in there. So I'm going to do that and go through and turn off all of those. So now we definitely get 3 going straight on and 3 going right, which was the original idea, wasn't it? So we'll do that around these last 2 as well. There we go. I don't think we've got any unnecessary traffic lights anywhere, so that's merging fine. No traffic lights there. I mean, we could let's just save that, slightly do some lane maths here. 3 1, that could be 4, and then 4 3 7, but we've only got 5 lanes anyway, so at some point we are just running out of roads, zoink, to get the lane mathematics absolutely 100% perfect. Maybe I could smooth out the turns a little bit, but let's give this one a go. Now, I would say that one is working pretty good. Every time the lights change, everything goes. Look at that. Whatever was there, it's gone. So these don't even have to wait. The lefts don't even have to wait for the lights, which is fantastic. The split phasing is doing brilliantly. So all of these, all gone. All gone through. All of these back to here, all gone through. That is fantastic. So again, could we just switch this back to what it would be for vanilla? I mean, we could roll it back 1 and take out the split phasing and just try vanilla traffic signals. But to me, just doing that on its own is pointless because you wouldn't be able to change the lane. So if you're going to have vanilla everything. So this is just before we reset it, this is 40 spawners, which is a heck of a lot of traffic. And it is just taking it all in its stride. Absolutely no problem at all. Let's pause. Let's reset the traffic. Let's reset this to entirely vanilla. So we're going to get all sorts of lane nonsense going on down here, which is a real shame. Although, no left turns. Don't need that. No right turns. No left. No straight on. We can do the lanes. Of course we can. No left. Thank you very much. No right. No left. No straight on. That's it. We want all that. No straight on and no left. No left. No right. So we might be able to get the best of both worlds. No straight on. No left. No left. No left. There we go. So 3 left, 3 right, 3 left, 3 right. I've missed one here. 3 straight on, 3 right, I should say. And then the slip lane. So this is vanilla. This is 100% vanilla. Vanilla lights. Don't reset this. No, that's fine. Vanilla lanes. This is vanilla everything. Are we on 8 speed? We're not on 8 speed. Now we're on 8 speed. Let's see how this does. So we're now going to get the lights changing opposite each other. But what is interesting as well is these are separate lights, but they're changing at the same time, which I'm really pleased the game is clever enough to notice that, but they do still do the opposite ones at the same time. But let's just see how... Oh, autosave. I'll have a quick sip of tea while we're watching the time lapse. Why not? So what we're looking out for here is despawning. Are we going to see any despawning? Because at the minute, this isn't going too badly. Yeah, it slows down. I mean, for those of you thinking, what about pedestrians? I mean, you would just put bridges over this or tunnels or something. You wouldn't have people trying to cross over an intersection as busy as this. Oh, we had a little bit of despawning there. I just saw it twice. But we're so close for vanilla. I mean, rather than going full-blown interchange, massive, great big thing that takes up tons of space, this isn't too bad, is it? This isn't too bad. So what else would you like to see me testing? Let me know in the comments below, and then check out the other video on the screen if you haven't seen that before, where we do some fantastic traffic fixing as well. Thank you very much for watching. Have a great day. I'll see you all soon. Take care. Bye-bye.